Today's top stories.
President Ahmadinejad was jeered by protesters today as he was addressing a United Nations anti-racism conference in Geneva, which many Western countries had boycotted. At least 2 protesters, dressed as clowns and shouting racist, were taken out of the conference hall, drawing cheers from some of the delegates. And delegates from several European nations walked out of the chamber after Ahmadinejad accused Israel of being a racist government. Today's speech by Ahmadinejad, who in the past called the Holocaust a myth, coincided with Israel's Holocaust Remembrance Day. Israel on Monday recalled its envoy to Switzerland for consultations, in a protest against the conference, and a meeting that the Swiss President Hans-Rudolf Merz held yesterday with Ahmadinejad. Mehdi Karabi and Mir Hossein Mousavi, 2 candidates of the 10th round of the presidential election in Iran, at separate meetings with their supporters, simultaneously criticized the government for distributing gifts and cash in kind among the people, and said that the supporters of Ahmadinejad were buying and selling votes from public coffers. According to Yari News website, in a gathering of the members of the Islamic Student Society of Iraq and Azad universities, Karabi said, quote, "People are unhappy about the current conditions, and their problems will not be solved by distributing potatoes, cash, and such things." At the same time, Kalameh website, affiliated to Mousavi, also reported that on Saturday night, he addressed the first nationwide conference of speakers in support of Mir Hossein, criticizing what he called the superficial solutions to Iran's administrative corruption, and the buying of votes openly, systematically, and on a large scale by the Ahmadinejad administration. Mousavi said, quote, "It is being suspected that the bulk of the shortages, which the Supreme Audit Court has underlined in its assessment of the budget, has not been deposited into the Treasury, but has been used to serve this purpose." Iran is pursuing a well-planned long-term strategy for multiplying its nuclear power facilities based on homegrown technology, but is actively seeking to incorporate foreign technologies into its development plan, said Mohammad Saidi, who is the deputy director of Iran's Atomic Energy Organization. Speaking at the opening of the 3-day nuclear conference being held in Beijing, Saidi also said that Iran welcomed the participation of foreign enterprises in Iran's future nuclear power plants. Iran's ambassador to the International Atomic Energy Agency, Ali Asghar Soltanieh, who is also taking part in the Beijing conference, decried the West's sanctions against Iran's nuclear power endeavor, and said that it is time the Western countries understand that they cannot stop 21st century Iran from attaining nuclear capabilities. He also claimed that Iran had set an example to developing countries that they can defy nuclear sanctions and stand on their own feet. These stories and more at televisionwashington.com.